Welcome to the Killshot MMA podcast for UFC Qatar. Your main event is Arman Tsarukyan and Daniel Hooker. Co-main event, Bilal Muhammad and Ian Machado Gary. What's up, everybody? I am Sniper. Monk is with me. We are back, the tag team, the dynamic duo. The travel arrangements have been figured out. We are together, and Monk, I had a decent week going solo last week. The problem is I got Wellmaker wrong, just like the rest of the fucking world did.
Yeah.
And Gregory Rodriguez wasn't able to get a finish. So losing week, not an atrocious week. Looking to bounce back here with our last card before the Thanksgiving break. How'd you make out last week?
Not too bad. I picked the Michael Morales round one finish, so that was awesome. The only one I was really wrong on was the co-main. I was the guy that said size wouldn't matter, and I was so wrong. I couldn't have been so wrong. Couldn't have been so wrong in that one.
I still played 40% Val. Like it didn't break me.
No, not at all. That was all in one. What was the Wellmaker I picked Haddon straight up, and then the things came in. I was like, well, now it's Wellmaker. He's a free square. Fucking nope. So other than that, not too bad.
Everybody fell for that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sniper Wins, with the breakdown videos. As you know, this is Tuesdays. Hit the like button. Drop a comment what your favorite fight in the card is or strongest take. I say subscribe because Thursday we're going to do a cash game builder show. Friday we're going to build those GPP lineups in real time. You want more information, more breakdowns, access to tools, join up at DFS Army. Link in the description. And I think that's enough. And you know what? I got to plug my own stuff. Make sure you go check out Monk Maddox on X and on Patreon. That's Monk, MMATICS. Go and give it a look at everything you need for your MMA stat glory. Lots of good information there. Make sure you go and check it out. I think that being said, Monk, you ready to get to this card?
Absolutely.
Well, if I were to share my screen appropriately, that would be super awesome. I don't even know what I just clicked on. That was atrocious. Atrocious transition.
I'll have to watch the replay.
That was bad. And you know what I just realized? I meant to this morning refresh myself on pronunciations. I didn't do that. This is going to be rough.
Yeah, there's a couple.
This is going to be bad. So buckle up, boys and girls. Marek, Buljo, and Denzel Freeman, the most recently added fight to this card. Buljo is plus 170. Denzel Freeman, the LFA heavyweight champion, is minus 195. Fight ends into the distance. They're heavyweights. They're making their debut. It's minus 600. I'll give you some more information on that in just 1 second. DraftKings salaries, 8,600 for Freeman. Buljo is 7,600. Look, there are some really stinker fights in this card. This, I think, just by nature of what it is in this card, despite 14 fights, it's an all-in GPP fest. Buljo has never been in a fight that has lasted more than about 95 seconds. Yeah, he's can crushing though, guys. He's one of those you see in Contender Series and you go, I don't know what this is. He's from the Polish regional scene. Denzel Freeman, LFA heavyweight champion, legit, has beat better competition. He's by far my stronger play here. I'm probably going to just load up to the point where I probably match field, whatever it's going to be on Buljo, and just slam in the rest of my fucking lineups on Freeman. I'm so confident in the spot, though, that I think Freeman's better. I'm willing to play him at 8,600 in cash games. A little bit risky, but Buljo he's can crushing. Freeman looks good. Breakdown is kind of that simple. Great GPP fight to target, and there are not a lot of them this week. We know we start off with one, not a lot. Monk, who you got?
Yeah, basically the same thing. I got no stats for this one, but when I see a guy from Poland, I'm like, ooh, let's check out the KSW resume, and there isn't one. So, like you said, it's all can-crushing regional competition over there. Denzel, again, like you said, LFA. He was in the PFL. He's only got 7 fights, but it's against somewhat better competition. Better than marginally better, that's for sure.
It's much better competition in comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I like Freeman here, and the price at 8,600 might just be a gift, and I completely agree. I think I put 4 stars. I should probably change it to 5 because I will have a ton of this fight. Like you said, around field weight, which could be, I don't know, 15, 20% if I'm guessing. Yep. And then Freeman's the rest, basically. So, yeah, I agree completely here with the Freeman pick.
Going crazy to start the day. Love it.
Yeah.
Nicolas, Dalby, and Saygin Izagakhmaev.
That was pretty good.
But you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. Izagakhmaev is the favorite, minus 315. Dalby is plus 265. Your fight goes to decision, minus 120, about 50-50 for this one. Your DraftKings salaries, Izagakhmaev is 9,300. Dalby is 6,900. Some crazy salaries this week. Izagakhmaev's 93. You got Sarukyan at 9,500, and you got Yakhyaev, whatever you say his name, at 9,800. There are some wild salaries. Look, Dalby is one of those guys that continue to just not be sure on and struggle with his picks, but he's 41. He's not getting any better. He's not fighting a Brazilian who seems to always smash just anecdotally. It's not a real breakdown. Honestly, I just think that Izagakhmaev is going to be able to control everything with his grappling. The minus one, it's 50-50 to go to decision. I'm not loving 9,300 because you have Sarukyan and Yakhyaev more, who are going to be even more expensive with higher upside. That being said, it is kind of a funky card. I probably run back a little bit of Dalby. I'm not going to fade him. It's a couple fade spots I'm looking towards. Not my favorite fight to target. I think Izagakhmaev controls but doesn't score big. I do have to pick him to win pretty comfortably. I will say UFC debut does have a good European resume, but that debutant, when I do my full card parlay, he's not going to make the top half, I don't think. There's just, at that number, I'm going to pick you, but weirder things have happened. UFC debutant at this price sketches me out just a bit. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, I agree. I'm picking Izagakhmaev. I can't say that one. The other one I like.
think you got closer than I did. Yeah, I
don't know.
I like that.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue very well. Yeah, Dalby 41 now. His defense is sus, as the kids would say. He allows 3.7 strikes per minute.
It's not Riz. Is that
it's
right?
not Riz, but definitely sus. 0.63 takedowns. Yeah, mid for sure. 0.63 takedowns per 5 minutes is what he gives up at a 59% takedown rate, and grappling time he gets out controlled 55-45. That's all I needed to hear, really. And the fact that Saygin is not Brazilian as well. You already mentioned that. So yeah, I like Saygin here. 9,300 I don't know about. He's a submission guy. He's got 16 finishes and 22 wins, 4 KO TKOs and 12 subs. Now Dalby's never been subbed, but he's also hasn't really fought a submission guy. Like, he's fought grapplers like Fakhretdinov, Bonfim to an extent, but otherwise it's Randy Brown, Muslim Salikov, Alves, Silva, Means, and D-Rod. That's pretty much it. I mean, even Alex Oliveira is not a huge grappling guy. But yeah, it's been he's gonna have a test here for sure. Guy's 10 years younger than him. I'm hoping this probably goes to the second or third round. We see a bunch of takedowns from Saygin, and then we see a submission finish late second round to the third round. That would be ideal for GPPs, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm going with that. Saygin, probably decision. It's probably going to be that. We can hope for a sub. But yeah, Dalby, we're going to have to listen to him breathe for 15 minutes. And you don't get points for crazy breathing. So it's the 59% takedown defense for me. That's why I'm going with the opponent here.
Him and Caitlin Sermonara, formerly Chukagian, have a great breathing.
God, imagine if they lived together, how loud that house would be. You're just trying to watch TV, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Whoa, what are you trying to say?
From the breathing, not heavy breathing. I'm not implying
exactly
anything.
What I said, from the breathing.
Yeah, not implying anything, but yeah, just like, Jesus, could you take it easy over there?
Nurullo, Aliev, and Shem Rock, which has got to be one of the best names in MMA coming into the UFC.
Sounds like a street baller. What was that? And one street, whatever. Yeah. It sounds like Sham Rock.
Escalade, hot sauce, Shem Rock. Absolutely.
Maybe it's because Sham God. I'm thinking of Sham God. So that's probably why.
Now I'm thinking of Sham. Well, R.I.P. Billy Mays. Nurullo Aliev is minus 275. Shamrock is plus 235 with the comeback. Fight goes to decision, if I had to guess, is minus 155. Your DraftKings salaries for this one. Aliev comes in at 9,200. Shamrock comes in at 7,000. This is one of the ones where I don't like either side of the fight for DFS, really. I think that Nurullo Aliev is going to win. I think his grappling rules the day. Doesn't chase subs, doesn't throw high volume. 9,200, I think if he wins, it's a bunch of leg and prey and doesn't score very well. Shamrock looks okay, but I don't think he's quite UFC level. I would be surprised if he won. I don't think he's going to dominate. Will I run back a little bit on underdog light card, sure, I could probably get field weight and just be under on Aliev, even though I'm going to pick him because I think his path to victory don't score very well. Hate the price. Not a lot to like in this matchup other than Shem Rock's name. So give me Aliev the pick, but I do think Rock is the better DFS play. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, I probably agree, although that window is pretty slim for me for Rock actually winning the fight. I like Aliev decision. His grappling is just going to be better. Like Shamrock is 9 pro submissions. You assume he knows his way around the ground, get some takedowns here and there, but is he going to be able to do that on Aliev? I don't think so personally. Aliev's fought okay competition. I mean, Selecki, he's kind of a wrestler grappler. He allowed a takedown in there, but the Alves fight majority decision. He landed Aliev 3 or 4 takedowns there, and then it looks like he beat John Wick. Holy shit! No, wait, that's Josh Wick. Landed 1 of 5 in that one. And yeah, it's like you said, I have this as like a 2 or 3 star fight. I'm not too excited for DFS on the Aliev side, especially at his salary of like, what is it, 9,200? That's kind of crazy, considering he only averages like what is it? Where did it go? 95 per win. So he scored once 116. He also scored 78. So yeah, it's right in the middle there. That's a bit too much for me. I like him to get the win, hopefully by decision, so I don't miss out on too many points. I have a little bit of Shamrock just because he's cheap and it's a debutant and he is a grappler. Maybe he can catch Aliev somehow, but I just don't see it happening.
I'm with you. Let's move on here. Let's go Ismael, Naurdiev, and Ryan Loder. Naurdiev is the favorite at minus 131, Loder plus 111. I honestly thought this line was going to be a little bit wider. I do like Naurdiev quite a bunch. Minus 155. Fight ends inside the distance. So this is really my stand this week is going to be a bunch of just loading the fuck up in the mid-range. This is a 4-star fight for me. We do our rankings. The 2 other mid-range fights are a 5-star. This one just a step down from that. Mostly, I just don't think Ryan Loder's very good. Like, I think no matter where this fight's going to go, I think Naurdiev's got a little bit of advantage. I think he can get his grappling going. Where's Loder better than Naurdiev? I know it's a close fight. It's not like leaps and bounds better, but I think Naurdiev is marginally better wherever this fight goes. Loder does not scare me in any way. If you want to look at what Naurdiev has done in the UFC, the reason why he's only 3-3, but he's lost to Chance Rencounter 6 years ago. Okay, beat Tractor Prajeras, which by the way, Tractor's was a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess the wins over CR, Bayharduzada, and Bruno Silva aren't jaw dropping, but he went 3 hard rounds with the Iron Turtle, Jun Young Park, went to decision against Sean Brady. Say what you want about Sean Brady and his performance on Saturday, still a top 5 guy. Like, I just think Naurdiev, it's going to be fine here. Like, we're scared of Ryan Loder, who beat Robert Valentin in one of the, just did nothing for me. That was that Contender Series finale that just whatever. Then got smashed by Yakhyaev. Like, give me Naurdiev everywhere, man. It's will I run back a little bit of Loder? Sure, because I think the mid-range, this is one of those fights you want to target. There's plenty of fights, like I just mentioned, Aliev, and a bunch of fights in the mid-range I'm not interested in, that I can run back some Loder even if I think he's going to lose. But yeah, I feel pretty good about Naurdiev being better everywhere. Monk, how about for you?
He probably is, but you also have to throw in the fact that he's one of the biggest cheaters on the fucking roster. So he could honestly get DQ'd at any point in this time. In this fight. Yeah, that Jun Young Park fight, there was several instances of just outright cheating, and I'm really glad he ended up losing that fight because that was not fair whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know why, stupidly probably I ended up picking Ryan Loder. His striking defense is leaves a lot to be desired. Also, he only has 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes of fight time, basically. So these stats are kind of all over the place. Like his 5.7 strikes a minute, like that's probably not believable. The takedowns, though, are probably a little bit more believable. If he can land them on Naurdiev, that he has a chance. But Honestly, I picked Loder. I'll be playing him a little bit in GPPs, honestly, for the DQ purposes, just for that reason. Like we could see fence grab, we could see 14 fence grabs in this one before he gets DQ'd. So we'll see how it goes. But Naurdiev should be better. He's better on paper basically everywhere. Lastly, he has lost his last 3 fights in which he was taken down. Park took him down twice. Brady 4 of 9, and then Recontour back in the day 2 of 8. The Bahadurzada fight, no takedowns. Thank you. No takedowns landed, and the Bruno Silva fight, no takedowns landed either. So if Loder can get any kind of wrestling going and maybe just frustrate Ismael to the point of grabbing the fence, grabbing gloves, anything like that, then we could get a decent outcome here. But yeah, 3 stars for me as far as DFS, and I'll have some of both sides played.
Next fight up. Get my mouse in the right place here. Bekzat, Almakhan, and Aleksandre Topuria. Almakhan is -115. Topuria is -105. Fight ends inside the distance is -200. Your DraftKings salaries here. This is one of the ones I said to load up on. Almakhan's 8,200, Topuria is 8,000. I got a strong take on this fight. I don't understand. Like Aleksandre Topuria, he's Ilya's brother. That's it. I don't think he looked very good in his debut, and I think Almakhan looks like a motherfucker. Remember, he's the one who knocked down Umar Nurmagomedov, and he followed that up with soundly knocking the shit out of Brad Katona in the first minute. And Brad's a tough dude. Like, this is a good win for your first UFC win. Topuria went to decision against Colby Thickness. Cool. Yeah, he got to win this last time out against Josias Musasa. Like,
yeah.
Okay. I don't think he looked good here. I think this is a big step up. I don't think he's going to be able to get Almakhan down. I think Almakhan throws way more heat on the feet. The only thing I can think of is maybe Bekzat slows down a little bit, but still, man, these prices, give me Bekzat Almakhan. One of my favorite spots on the card. I just think he's better everywhere. I think he knocks out Aleksandre Topuria. Monk, how about for you?
That would be fantastic because I agree completely. I like Almakhan here. Remember when all those Nurmagomedovs were coming in? Even Saeed caught a little bit of it, even though he's not related. It's like just the last name, carries all this extra weight. And it's probably the same thing with Topuria here because of his brother, obviously. But turns out a lot of the Nurmagomedovs are actually really good. So we'll see here with Topuria. I just like Bekzat here. Like you said, I mean, his first fight, and I think it was on short notice against one of the best bantamweights in the world in Umar Nurmagomedov. I mean, like you said, he knocked him down. Yeah, nothing happened for him after that except he got controlled and just ragdolled. But the Katona win,
happens
amazing.
To everybody else.
Exactly.
Except Merab.
Except Merab, yeah. The Katona win was awesome. Like you said, all it took was 8 strikes. He got it finished in 64 seconds. And despite the terrible numbers from Almakhan offensively, because again, it only took him 8 strikes, and then that first fight was just all Umar Nurmagomedov. Things need to balance out a little bit. So yeah, I'll be taking Almakhan here. I think he hits hard as hell. And I think it's nice. It'll be nice to see him against somebody a little bit closer to his level in the UFC as far as like name value, something like that. So if Aleksandre Topuria was called Aleksandre Topuria, then this probably would be a much wider line. But yeah, I'm going to go with Almakhan here. I think he can score very well in a win, and I just don't trust Topuria yet. Like you said, the thickness win was, if he would have finished him in round 1, then that's one thing, but it was extremely close. He landed less than 3 strikes a minute, 1 takedown, and really just kind of laid and prayed for 5 minutes of his control time. So Almakhan's not going to let him do that, I don't think. Give me Bekzat for the win.
Next fight up. I'm struggling with this damn mouse. Tagir Ulanbekov and Kyoji Horiguchi. I double-taked when I saw this fight because, well, let me do the intro here. Ulanbekov is -205. Horiguchi is +175. Your fight goes to decision is -260. Your DraftKings salaries. Ulanbekov is going to run you a cool, where the hell is he? Shit ton, I'm sure. Oh, not as much as I thought he was. 8,600 for Ulanbekov. It's the same price as the Freeman fight. 7,600 for Kyoji Horiguchi. If you don't not been following MMA for a while, if you've been following MMA ever, you know who Kyoji Horiguchi is. This is going to be his 40th pro fight. He was in the UFC. He was in Bellator. He's in Ryzen. Like, he's fucking everywhere. His record is 34-5, by the way. So he's really fucking good. Tough matchup coming back into the UFC. He hasn't been in the UFC in about 10 years. Tagir Ulanbekov is a tough guy. I wanted to bring up some stats here for Tagir Ulanbekov. He's won 6 of 7 fights, gets takedowns, finished Cody Durden, finished Nate Maney's. A lot of decisions mixed in, decision against Clayton Carpenter, got a decision against Azat Maksum, who was able to get him down. Like, I am going to side with Kyoji Horiguchi, and it mostly comes down to, I don't think Tagir's going to actually be able to have success against Kyoji. The stats here are deceiving. I know it's got 55% takedown defense for Kyoji Horiguchi, but this is in his UFC fights, which he's not had one since 2016. He has improved. He's got a recent win over Sergio Perez. Like, he looks pretty good. I think he's going to be able to keep the fight on the feet, close fight on the feet. I think he squeaks out a win. That being said, even if he doesn't, I think he's the better side because there's quite a few guys on this card. They're fighting in Qatar, so big surprise. Guys who can get takedowns and then kind of lay and pray, and they don't do strikes, they don't chase submissions. Like, I don't think he could have 4 takedowns and score 85 points. At 8,600, I don't think it's going to get it done. Yeah, he knocked down Cody Durden. I don't think he's going to knock down Kyoji Horiguchi. Been there, done that. Like, it's just, I think this is a really tough out for Tagir Ulanbekov. I don't think he gets it done. Incredibly close fight. I'm going to go with the veteran. Call it my age, call it what you will. Maybe I'm a little bit nostalgic here, but give me Kyoji to get back in the win column in his return to the UFC. And even if you disagree, I still think he's the preferred DFS side because I don't, unless something funky happens, and clearly it's MMA, so it always fucking could, like Fatima Klein putting up 120. You know, anything can happen, but I have more outcomes than not have Tagir not scoring well. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, that I definitely agree with. I did pick Tagir by decision, but in a very close fight. I was pretty I was like, wow, really? Kyoji Horiguchi's fighting, huh? But yeah, you're right.
I looked at it twice. I'm like, does he have like a son that came up, or like,
yeah,
what's
is this
going
a
on?
junior? Yeah, but no, the record definitely let me know that it was the same guy. Yeah, great striking. I mean, I just have all UFC stats. Everything is good except for his takedown defense, which you already mentioned at 55%. If Tagir is unable to land takedowns, then it's going to be Horiguchi pretty dominantly. And I don't mean that he's going to finish. I just mean that he'll win 2 to 3 rounds pretty clearly. The Ulanbekov is beaten, the Maksum win I meant for Ulanbekov is pretty good, although it was very, very close. And on paper, he might have lost it. Other than that, like you said, Manus, Durden, Carpenter, none of it's really doing a ton for me. That Tim Elliott loss was huge. Beat Alan Nascimento, and that's aging as well as an Alan Nascimento win can do. But yeah, I like Ulanbekov to get the win, but if he cannot land takedowns, which is what he needs to do because he needs to control the grappling at 83%, then Horiguchi should be able to outland him. I mean, Ulanbekov eats 3.5 strikes a minute, basically, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're a wrestler and you're holding guys down, you know, there's some other guys on this card that do that, and they eat like a strike a minute or 2 strikes a minute. So this is a way more than that for your average dominant grappler per se. So I picked Ulanbekov, but like you, it's a 2-star fight. I don't think he's going to score well enough to be on the optimal lineup. And you said he's the same price as Freeman, who has a gigantic ceiling over a guy we don't trust. Would you rather play Ulanbekov against a legend, basically, or Denzel Freeman against somebody who's fighting in not KSW in Poland? My answer is Freeman. So yeah, I'll go with Ulanbekov, but limited exposure.
Moving on and moving out. Abdulrakhman Yakhyaev taking on Raffael Cerqueira. Oh man, Yakhyaev minus 1,400, probably not wide enough. Cerqueira plus 850. Fight ends inside the distance minus 1,000. Fight ends under 1.5 rounds minus 302. Holy God! DraftKings salaries. Yakhyaev's going to cost you 9,800. Fuck me in the face. And Cerqueira is going to cost you 6,400. Look, Clearly Cerqueira's got nude pictures of Dana White, Mick Maynard, or Sean Shelby. Like, I don't know how else he's getting fights in the UFC. He must just be saying yes to everything. Sister's banging someone. I don't know. He is legitimately one of, if not the worst UFC fighter I've ever seen. Period. Stop. End of sentence. Yakhyaev's a good prospect. I think he handles Cerqueira easily. It's a matter of the salary at 9.8K. Get him in cash games. Make it work. Play as much of him as you can. If he only scores 108 and or the salaries don't work out, or if it doesn't work out and I get burned, I'm considering pressing the lock button on somebody at 9,800. I'm probably not gonna, because it just makes the rest of your lineup so hard to build. But I'm going to have at least 50%. I'm going to be over on Yakhyaev, and all my lineups are going to get fucking screwy. Cerqueira's a fade. He sucks. If he wins, well, take my money, and I'll move on to next week. Yakhyaev by whatever he wants in the first round. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, same. Who is the guy? Susurkayev. I thought about just playing a ton of him even in cash last week, but at the last minute,
I didn't fall for that one.
I switched it up. I took him out. I put in somebody else. I ended up playing Michael Morales or something. I don't remember, but it definitely made my lineup building a lot easier this week. I don't like a ton of like Aliev. We already talked about. There's another guy we haven't talked about at 91 or something like that. Oral buys up there. Volkan. I don't think there's a ton of guys at the high end that I'm really feeling very confident in, not as far as winning, but as far as scoring very well. So that changes with Cerqueira's opponent here in Yakhyaev. I don't see how this guy's still getting fights. I mean, he went to decision with Julius Walker. That's because Julius Walker fucking sucks. Bukauskas finished him in 2 minutes. Ivo Aslan, who's not even very good, finished him in less than a minute. So yeah, I'm going with Yakhyaev, 9,800. Slamming him in my cash lineup, a ton of GPP stuff. You read some odds. He's also minus 800 to win inside the distance, minus 800. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Yakhyaev this week at 9,800.
It's
he's 11 years younger than Cerqueira, who's 35. Insane.
It's a rough scene, boys and girls. I can't not laugh. It's not supposed to be funny. But
how was he getting a fourth fight? I mean, come on.
I told you how.
It's Dumas. Him and Dumas must be co-blackmailing the owners of this company.
Yeah, let's not get canceled. Luke Riley versus Bogdan Grad. Luke Riley minus 250. Bogdan Grad is plus 210. Fight ends at the distance is minus 150. Your DraftKings salaries here. Luke Riley is 9,100. Bogdan Grad is 7,100. Minus 150 to see a finish. UFC debutant makes me nervous. That's why I make that noise. But everything I've seen on tape, and I talked to some people I know in the UK MMA space, Luke Riley's a Cage Warriors guy. He looks good. I think he's got knockout power. I think he can stop takedowns. I think he's got a high-level BJJ as well. Like, it's a step up for him. And I'll play some Bogdan Grad just, in that range. But I'm on Luke Riley here. I rarely go in on these guys in this range at this price because I have too many red flags pop up. You watch tape, step up, but Luke Riley just wins. Bogdan Grad isn't a killer. I think he's got some holes in his game. I'm going to take Luke Riley. I probably come up short of playing him in cash games, mostly because when you play Sarukyan and Yakhyaev at 9,500, that's it for anybody at 9K. You just move on and figure out the rest of your lineup. I do like Luke Riley. I actually think he gets a finish. I'm probably going to I'm going to sprinkle that bet in a little bit here. Give me Luke Riley. I think he gets it done. One of those debutants to keep your eye on. And I'm going to be interested in the ownership here because I feel like Bogdan Grad's going to be a relatively popular underdog because he's got the name value against a debutant. So maybe we'll do a little bit of game theory and go underweight. Regardless, Luke Riley is the pick. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, same here. I don't want to pay 9,100. It's not ideal, but Bogdan Grad has a ton of holes in his defense. losing to Tom Nolan and DWCS in a minute. The Michael Aswell Jr., you could easily make a case that he lost that fight. Lucas Alexander, you can't make a case for that. He knocked him out. But then Muhammad Naimov, he gets that loss in that fight, which could have gone either way as well. But you're not doing anything against Muhammad Naimov, then why should even if Naimov's not doing much back, he's still going to get the win for the most part. So the striking defense is very, very bad for Bogdan Grad, who allows almost 5.5 strikes a minute, 50% takedown defense, and he's gotten chinned a couple of times. So yeah, I'm going to go with the newcomer in Luke Riley here, but like you, I'm probably not going to be able to get to a ton of him. And unlike Yakhyaev, you just said this guy Riley was going to win ITD or looking to make a bet. He's got a plus number. It's a very small plus number, but it's plus 115 to win inside the distance. It's not, a minus 800. It's unbettable. So yeah, I kind of like that as well. I just think Bogdan Grad's striking defense is piss poor, and Luke Riley definitely has a chance to take advantage of that. If this fight goes to the mat, though, with Bogdan Grad, as he does land over a takedown per 5 minutes, it could get interesting. Riley, no submission wins. We don't know what he looks like on the ground, and he is going to have to avoid that at all costs. So in order to do that, pay off the salary, he's got to get a first-round win. I think he can do that, and if he doesn't, could get interesting. So that's why I agree. I'm not playing him in cash, but definitely GPPs. Throw a little Bogdan Grad in there as well. I'm also interested in what the ownerships are going to be because, people don't know Luke Riley, but they really don't know Bogdan Grad too much either. So this could go a little under the radar. But like you said, 9,800, 9,500. How do you possibly get this guy in your lineups? But I will pick him to win, hopefully in the first round.
Main card time. Let's talk Alex Perez and Asu Almabaev. Almabaev minus 202. Comeback on Perez is plus 172. Fight goes to decision. We're looking at minus 165. Your DraftKings salaries for this fight. Alex Perez comes in at 7,500, which means Asu Almabaev is 8,700. Pretty classic fight breakdown here. Striker versus grappler. Can Asu get takedowns? Can Perez keep it up? I'm going to go with Asu. They're also fighting in the Middle East, which is going to matter if we get to the cards here. I think those cards will favor Almabaev. I'm worried about the scoring on both sides. This is another one of those guys where Asu might get takedowns. I don't think he's going to do a lot with him. It's Almabaev's to pick. Perez is worth the sprinkle in GPPs because on the feet he'll be better. It's just funny. It's just a weird fight. We've had this a couple times where I think Asu gets it enough done. I don't think he scores great. Perez, I think, loses, but if he wins on this card, probably does enough. So give me Asu for the pick. A little more interest in Perez for DFS. But overall, I'm probably underweight to this fight as a whole. Monk, your take?
Yeah, probably the same. I like Almabaev here. We already disagreed on our 2 picks. I think we're pretty much on the same page for the rest of them. So spoiler alert, but I'll just try to back up what you say with a couple of stats here. And Perez has looked really bad in his last 3 fights against people that have been taking him down. Now, those people are named Alexandre Pantoja, Mohamed Makhaev, and Tatsuro Taira. So, Almabaev's got a ways to go before he gets to that level, but still, he doesn't deal well with the wrestling. He often gets out-controlled. And as long as Almabaev doesn't, take a ton of strikes, then I think he's going to be plenty good here. And that's the issue because he only eats 1.75 per minute. That doesn't mean his stand-up striking defense is fantastic. It means that he's taking guys down and controlling them enough to where that number just falls naturally. So I don't think, he's landing about 2 strikes a minute on his own of his own volition offensively. But it's really the takedowns. A 1.55 per 5 minutes, probably the highest number on the card, and the 93% control time. That is what we are looking for here against Perez, who does have almost an 88 or an 80% takedown defense, but I don't think he's fought anybody and had success at this level, kind of like Almabaev. As we already said, he's fighting very good wrestlers and grapplers and getting demolished by them. But other than that, I don't even see another fight in his last 10 in which his opponents have landed a takedown and he's won the fight. So give me Asu Almabaev. Perez hasn't fought in almost a year and a half. And now there's no truth to this rumor, but I did hear his name flying around when we had the whole Bulgarian thing. And these people they're being fights investigated with certain management agencies and blah blah blah. And I did hear Perez's name being thrown around. Not like he would have to throw a fight against Yakhyaev, Tyra, or Pantoja, since they're just naturally going to beat him. But just saying, if he gets taken down, it should be wraps, at least for that round. So if Almabaev can get him down in first round, second round, he should win this 29-28 pretty easily. Not sure he's going to score well, though he does average 100 points per win. So 8,700.
That's going to stick in my head now.
Yeah,
that totally is going to stick in my head where I'm going to try and get field weight on Almabaev just because of that.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, he's puts up decent wins numbers when he wins, but we'll see. Hopefully, he can get some grappling going and just control. He does land some decent ground and pound. I mean, it's not like heavy, but it's active, and that's really what we're looking for with wrestlers here.
Sergey Spivak and Shamil Gaziev. Spivak is plus 120. He's a dog. Gaziev is minus 140. Two heavyweight grapplers. Minus 325. Fight ends into the distance. Two heavyweight grapplers. High ITD and those prices. Gaziev's 8,400. Spivak is 7,800. Yeah, you guessed it. All in. Just shove my chips in the middle of the table and put this in damn near every one of my lineups. I'm on Sergey Spivak, even though he's lost 3 of his last 4. He's fighting higher caliber opposition. I think his wrestling is a little bit better. I think he's more technical. Gaziev, I think, relies a little bit more on strength. Give me Sergey Spivak. I think he gets it done. Neither one of these guys are going to burn me in terms of DFS. Don't play in cash games. Go all in. My opinion on this one, first 2 I don't think are optional. Third one is optional. My opinion, play more Sergey Spivak. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, same. This is a great heavyweight fight here. If Spivak can get his takedowns, his chain wrestling going a little bit, as he averages 1.4 takedowns per 5 minutes, I think that's a recipe for an easy win. Maybe not easy, but a recipe for a very good win for sure. But Gaziev does have that 83% takedown defense. That is not ideal. Now he hits with power, which is good because his volume is not very good, landing about 2.5 per minute. So hopefully that'll give Spivak a couple of windows to get inside. You know, he's not just getting aggressively pushed on the feet. And I think that works to his advantage, being a wrestler / grappler. So if he gets, he gets the takedown, he can transition, he can go up for subs, or he lands a ton of ground and pound as well. And as a heavyweight, this is heavy, not like the Almabaev ground and pound. So if he gets Gaziev down, it could be interesting if Gaziev could get back up. He has fought. Has anyone taken him down? Budai attempted twice. Thomas Peterson, I guess, got him down once. He did end up getting up pretty quickly. It looks like don't see any. I get 8 seconds of control time for Peterson. So I do think Peterson and Spivak are nowhere near the same level of quality as far as grappling or wrestling goes. So if Spivak is able to get him down, I think it'll look a lot different. So we need Spivak to win early. That's what it's going to take, because if he doesn't win in the first round, his takedowns go down significantly. 2 takedowns on average in the first, drops 64% to 0.7 in the second round, and then back up to just 1 in the third. So he's got to do a lot of stuff in the first round, or else he's probably going to get a little tired. Gaziev might start to take over with his striking, and that could be bad news for all involved. So yeah, love this fight for DFS. I'm also taking the underdog here.
Jack Hermansson and Miktabek Orlabai. Orlabai is the favorite at minus 240. Hermansson plus 205. I guarantee some people are thinking, well, I guess that is a large line for Jack Hermansson. It's an avalanche of red flags we're going to talk about in a second. Minus 145 fight goes to decision. Your DraftKings salaries. Orlabai is going to cost you $9,000. Hermansson is $7,200. Hermansson, 37 years old. Concern. Hermansson, brutally knocked out last fight. Not that long ago. Concern. Hermansson, 37 years old, been knocked out, moving down a weight class. Giant concern.
Yeah.
Like Orlabai, I get Hermansson wants the size advantage. Orlabai is not small for this weight class, can grapple. I don't know, man. I'm all about Miktabek Orlabai here. There's too many things where I go, this doesn't seem like a great idea. I think Orlabai can get takedowns. I'm not sure Hermanson going to be able to stop them. Hermanson on the feet probably has a power advantage. Is he going to, starch Orlabai for a finish? I don't think so. I give me Myktabek Orlabai, and I'll probably be underweight to what I expect will be a very chalky Jack Hermanson. Too many red flags to meet to invest much money in. Give me Orlabai and just physical freak. I know he took that L2, and now the name's escaping me, and it's gonna bother the crap out of me. So let's just go look Rebeshki. And I know that didn't age great, but that was just a bloody war. And Rebeshki held up that time. Last time out, he didn't. Yeah. Win over Uros Medic is nothing to sneeze at. Elvis Brenner's hard to finish, and then looked great against Tofik Musiev. Good name value win for coming up for Orlabai, in my opinion. Love the spot. Give me Myktabek. Monk, for you?
Yeah, same. I got this as a 3-star fight, but I think you can play Orlabai in I said all formats, but at 9K, that's going to be rough to get to him if you're playing a couple of those other guys up there. That said, I still think if you do choose him for cash, it's probably fine. I think he's probably can withstand anything Jack Hermanson throws at him. The only issue I'd be concerned with is the takedowns, which Jack lands at about 0.5 per 5 minutes. And Orlabai has the 40% takedown defense. However, he does throw up some of the most submissions of anyone on this card at 0.23 per 5 minutes. That doesn't sound like a lot. It's at least 5 times higher than the average. So that is a ton of submissions. He lands very just a tad more than he absorbs as far as striking. He lands with power, and he's also been chinned as well. The Rebeshki fight, didn't go his way. Both guys landed takedowns, had control time, landed about the same amount of strikes. And Rebeshki fights can go either way. Like, he's always going to be bloody. He's always going to be beat up, but sometimes he actually wins those fights, and sometimes he loses. So yeah, the Brenner fight, Medic fight, those are two guys that can just end you at any point, especially Medic. It's extremely tough to get out of the first round with him. And then the Musiev fight, he finished that one in the first round at catchweight. It's just what you said, man. Hermanson 35, the knockout, which didn't even happen 6 full months ago. It was about 5 months. Might be less than that. It's just under 5 months. That's way too soon to come back from getting murdered by RoboCop. And yeah, down a weight class. That is a huge thing that I haven't heard many people talk about this week. So yeah, Hermanson's gonna, I don't know what he has to do. He's just gonna have to spam takedowns and hope he doesn't get caught on the way in. But even then, I mean, what's going to happen in the second round, third round when Orlabai begins to maybe stuff one or just hits him coming in?
Orlabai's going to take him down. I think Orlabai's going to take down Jack.
Exactly. He lands. Oh, actually, this is the best number on the card: 1.94 takedowns per 5 minutes from Orlabai. That's almost a half a takedown more than the guy said had the best in Almabaev. And the control time's at 80%. Jack has a very steep uphill climb in this fight, and I'm just not sure he can do it. I've been liking to back Jack Hermanson lately, especially in the Pfeiffer fight. Gregory Rodriguez, I may have even picked him in that one, and that was a big mistake. And it's not going to happen to me a third time. So yeah, give me Myktabek Orlabai to basically probably do whatever he wants here against Jack Hermanson. As long as he doesn't get sloppy, I think he's going to get the win.
Agreed. Volkan Oezdemir and Alonzo Menafield. Two guys with big power. Oezdemir's minus 225. Menafield is plus 190. Fight ends inside the distance is minus 170. Your DraftKings salaries for this one. Volkan Oezdemir comes in at 8,900. Alonzo Menafield at 7,300. The strongest take here is that this is not an all-in fight, and it's one you could go underweight on. Both guys have questionable volume at best. Neither one's going to wrestle in this matchup. I'm going to be underweight to Menafield for sure, because I think Oezdemir's being underrated and Menafield, based on his recent wins, is being overrated. I think there's potential for a finish. But again, don't love this one for DraftKings as much as the numbers would indicate. I'm definitely under a Menafield. It could go field or over, depending on how the numbers shake out on Oezdemir. A little bit indifferent. I think he's got more potential to do something big, because Menafield, I think, is more likely to get clipped early. Give me Volkan Oezdemir. I do think he wins regardless. I think he's just a little bit better overall. And even at these numbers, I think Menafield's stock is higher than I expected it to be. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, I agree. I think beating Umar Sy in a fight in which Umar Sy did absolutely nothing doesn't, and beating Julius Walker doesn't do much for me as far as wanting to roster you. Uzdemir is the much better strength of schedule. It's Dom Reyes, it's Rakic, Prohashka, Ankalaev. I mean, those dudes are all holding titles or had the title or one fight away. Then it's Paul Craig. Bogdan Guskov win is aging very well. Everyone beats Johnny Walker nowadays, well, except for Zhang Ming Yang. And he didn't get knocked out by Carlos Oberg. That was a very, very close 15-minute fight. Uzdemir clearly has the tools on the feet to win, and no one's going to be attempting wrestling in this, like you said. Both guys eat way too many strikes, almost, on average 4 a minute between them. Uzdemir allows about half a strike more per minute, but he lands 5 a minute. Menafield lands 3.75. But really, it's the durability. It's the durability for me. Menafield's been knocked down in each of his last 3 losses. That would have been the Mirzakhanov, Olberg, and Big Willie Knight 10 fights ago. So if he starts getting hit, it doesn't look good for Mr. Menafield. So I got to go with Uzdemir here. I have this as a 3-star fight. I think you said, 8,900 is a bit much, but if he can chin Menafield, especially early, Menafield has a historically difficult time coming back from something like that. So I like the wins for Uzdemir. The losses are against very good people, except for Nikita Krylov. But other than that, I mean, these are all, like I said, title guys that were one fight away, something like that. So Menafield's nowhere close. I think Uzdemir goes underrated in many of his fights. So yeah, give me Volkan Uzdemir here. Probably I have it both GPP plays. I got Uzdemir as a 4-star play. Probably not touching this in cash, although you could. I wouldn't say I would, but someone could make an argument for Uzdemir. But again, it's going to be hard to get to 8,900 if you're playing 98, 95, or possibly even 9K in oral buy. So he's going to be tough to get to, but give me Uzdemir to win.
Co-main event time, Belal Muhammad and Ian Machado Gary. Belal Muhammad is the underdog at plus 210. Ian Gary is at minus 250. Your fight goes to decision between 2 of the biggest snooze factories in the UFC is minus 285. 2 big snooze factories, 2 guys I find utterly unfucking bearable. So yay for co-main event. Woo. That being said, I'm going to pick Belal Muhammad here.
Yeah.
As the underdog, give me underdog Belal Muhammad. Ian Gary showed against. Yes, I know Shavkat wrecks Belal. Like let's not sugarcoat it here. But there's a hole in Ian Gary's game. I didn't like what I saw in the Shavkat fight. I know he won the Prochez fight. Okay. Is he a better striker than Belal? Sure, but is Belal serviceable and I think better at closing the distance and getting his hands on people than Gary's had to face, other than in Shavkat? I know Shavkat was 2 of 10 for takedowns.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a walk in the park. This is a close fight. I think Belal gets done, and regardless, this is one where if you disagree, cool. I still think we should be able to agree that Belal is the better DFS play, because I don't see Gary getting takedowns. I don't see Gary finishing Belal. I don't know how the fuck he's going to pay off his price tag then. That is no thank you. Move it along. So give me Belal Muhammad. I'm definitely going to play him in cash games. I think he's fine for GPPs because I think he's live. Got a pretty clear path to victory. Can he get it done? In this case, if this fight ended in double eye poke, I wouldn't even be fucking that mad. So give me Belal Muhammad for the win, though. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, I picked Belal as well, man, and it might be. I almost honestly picked Machado Gary, just because it's probably the right pick. But
double eye poke, come on, double eye poke.
Yeah, right. But Belal is way more talented than a lot of people think, especially on the feet. Like, I'm not saying he's some crazy striker, but his volume is like 4.46 per minute. Now, some of that is going to be ground and pound, but Gary is only at 4.77. Both guys absorb. Actually, Gary absorbs 2.7, Belal's 3.7. But those takedowns and the control time, man, if he can get Ian Machado Gary down even once, per round or something like that, this is going to be extremely difficult for Gary to come back. Now, Belal did attempt 9 takedowns against JDM, but the 9 attempts, 4 of them were these half-hearted little fucking. He's not actually attempting a takedown. I think he fell in love with his striking in that one and wanted to prove a point. And against JDM, that's not the smartest fucking avenue to go down. So Ian Machado Gary, 74% takedown defense. Like you said, Shavkat got him down. Praches could have won that fight, man. If he had anything left in the tank, he could have absolutely finished that fight on the ground there at the end. Very good fight, but I mean, who else is Gary fighting? A bunch of strikers like Page, Neal, Magny, D-Rod, Song Kanan, Gabe Green. The list goes on. Has he ever fought a wrestler like this outside of Shavkat than like Bilal Muhammad? I honestly don't think so. Bilal needs to recover here. If he does not get this win, there's already no chance he fights for a title again because everyone in the UFC hates him apparently, but he cannot lose this. This is a must-win situation for Bilal. He's also got a about the similar strength of schedule, even though the names I listed for Gary are nowhere near like Madalena, Edwards, Sean Brady, even Gilbert Burns back in 2023, Wonderboy, Maya, Edwards again. Like, I think Bilal's fought the better people. Mathematically, they have the same strength of schedule, but I think name value, it's way, way different. So give me Bilal as long as he gets back to his fucking roots and doesn't fall in love with his hands, which why would he? I never understood that against a striker. Then he should have a pretty good chance at getting something done here. And at 7,300, I think he is good in all 7,400. I think he's good in for rostering in all formats. We've got a GTD line of minus 285. Gary's not going to finish the fight. Gary's not going to go for takedowns. I don't care if he went for 19 against Praches. That's Praches. He's not doing that in any other fight, especially against a wrestler. And he averages less than 90 points per win, guys. His highest win is 109.5. And the average optimal is 13.5.15x, which is 115 at this salary. He's never even covered 5 points less than that. So give me Bilal Muhammad, GPP/fade on Ian Machado Gary, even if he wins.
It's time for the main event, Arman Tsarukyan and Daniel Hooker. Tsarukyan is a very large favorite, coming in at minus 500. Comeback on Hooker is plus 375. Your fight ends inside the distance. Even though Dan Hangman is super tough, it comes in at minus 210. Your DraftKings salary, Tsarukyan is 9,500. Hooker is 6,700. While I like Dan Hooker, and I think most of us are fans of Dan Hooker, I think this is a pretty one-sided main event. I think Tsarukyan will be able to get takedowns, control him, ground it, and even if he's not super, he's more active than a lot of the guys we've talked about on this card on the ground. But even if he's not, he's got 5 rounds of action to work with. I think he does get a finish. I think it scores well. Give me Arman Tsarukyan. Play him in cash games. Play him in GPPs. You could run back a little bit of Hooker, and you could consider him in cash games because you want to get to some of the other expensive fighters on this card. But overall, for me, it's going to be get overweight on Tsarukyan, even the expensive price tag. And Dan Hooker, it's field or less. It's probably less and then maybe in cash. I don't see where Hooker wins this fight. I don't think he can stop takedowns. Even if he can, I think Tsarukyan is actually more powerful on the feet. Hooker's got probably a range advantage. I don't see it playing out well for him. Give me Arman Tsarukyan in all formats. Monk, how about for you?
Yeah, I agree. He's going to be at a decent reach disadvantage here, 3 inches, and then the height advantage. I mean, Hooker's 5 inches taller on paper. It's probably closer to 6 or 7 because the UFC is never right about that stuff. But Hooker definitely has holes in his game, especially when it comes to the takedowns. I mean, he has an 80% takedown defense, but let's see, Islam, where is that fight? 1 of 1. That only lasted 2 minutes. Arnold Allen doesn't shoot takedowns. Chandler does, but again, 2.5 minute fight. And Dustin Poirier does not shoot takedowns either. So, he's never really been tested a ton. I mean, Claudio Puelles, fucking 8 takedown attempts. Mateusz Gamrot, 5 of 15, extremely close fight. Not sure that Hooker won that one on paper, but either way, I'm happy with it. Who doesn't love Dan Hooker? I mean, how many times have we seen that clip in the last week where he's like, has this huge cut under his eye and he's pushing the cut man away. He's like, guys, I fucking love this shit. Like, no, you have to be a fan of Dan Hooker if you are a fight fan. So, but you have to separate that as far as DFS and betting goes. You got to get all that out because Hooker's defense is not good. Like I said, the takedown defense is all right, but he's still getting taken down. He's getting controlled a bit. He eats too many strikes, 4.72, while Tsarukyan eats 1.84, and he's fought some motherfuckers on the feet, but he takes them down. over 1 takedown per 5 minutes, controls the grappling time, has fantastic offensive numbers. Like you mentioned, the ground and pound, he is very active on the ground. So, I mean, you're coming off a run of Ismagulov, Joaquim Silva, Benny Dariush, and then Charles Oliveira. Yeah, and he was caught in some crazy, at least once, maybe twice, I can't remember, crazy submissions from Sarukian or from Oliveira. We thought that shit was over, and he perseveres. He comes out on top. He gets the split decision, does exactly what he's supposed to do against Oliveira. If that happens against Dan Hooker, like Hooker's good at being in firefights, right? He's good at in anything that could happen will happen in Hooker fights, but oftentimes it doesn't go exactly how he plans it. So while everyone, including myself, is a huge fan of Dan Hooker, Arman Tsarukyan's 29 years old. This guy is a motherfucker in every single category, offensively, defensively, and outside of the Gamrot fight, he has shown nothing but top-notch skills in every single one. So I got to go with Tsarukyan here. I don't know, man. It's going to be, what we're doing, minus 210 ITD here. Tsarukyan's minus 140 to win inside the distance. You can play Hooker absolutely because he's 6,700, but you would hope that it goes to decision at that point. I'm just not sure we get there with 5 rounds. So, and if we do go 5 rounds, Tsarukyan could score 120 points. So give me Tsarukyan, like that side. But in my heart, I'll probably be hoping that Dan Hooker wins.
I'm with you. Time for the kill shots. Don't go anywhere yet. We are not done, even though we broke down all 14 fights. A kill shot, if you don't know, it is an under-owned GPP play that can help you win a tournament. No main event, no super chalk. Can be a favorite, just can't be something people are expecting. Get a little different to take down the big money. Before we give you the picks, hit the like button, subscribe to the channels, follow us everywhere. Join DFS Army, link in the description. But mostly, guys, one more time, hit the like button. Let's try and get this video over 50 likes. That is a lofty goal. I think we've got one over 30. Let's get to 50. 50 likes for me. Do me a favor. Now that we get that out of the way, Monk, do you have a kill shot ready? Because mine is locked and loaded, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to take it.
Hopefully not. I do have one loaded. If it doesn't count, I have a second one. But we're gonna go with the one I picked. Since I think everyone hates him. He's fighting someone that is quote unquote better, which I'm not sure I believe. And his salary is such that he is a pretty big underdog. Give me Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad. You'll have to tell me if that counts. I don't know if his ownership
definitely counts.
Okay, good.
Definitely counts.
Good. Yeah, well, that's the one for me, man. His tools are all there. Gary has holes in his game. And again, if Bilal doesn't fall in love with his fucking hands against a striker, I think he's viable in any fucking fight that he goes up against, or any fighter he goes up against.
Let's go with anti-name value. Get in the mid-range, load up on my boy Bekzat Almakhan, taking on Aleksandre Topuria. Like, I just think it's a mismatch. I think Bekzat's really good. Aleksandre could be okay, but I don't see it yet. I think it's a good matchup for Bekzat. I think no one's going to play him. I will be sure to be overweight on Bekzat Almakhan.
Yeah, that was my backup for sure.
That's it for UFC Qatar. 14 fights in under an hour. Monk, we are off for the holiday coming up. And then we got UFC 323 around the corner. We got Marab again.
Yes.
We got a card on the 13th. And then we got the holiday break. So we're going to make some money this week.
2 cards left after this one?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
That's it for the year. Got a little bit of recharge in. But first things first, let's make some Black Friday shopping money here for UFC Qatar. Any last thoughts before we dip?
No, I'm looking forward to this card. UFC Qatar, Middle Eastern cards are generally pretty good. You get some exposure to some guys you never heard of that are some beasts, and we get some big names coming over from different countries to go fight them. 323 looks fantastic. So yeah, as soon as this one's over, that is what we are going to be diving into, man.
Yep. And remember, start time, I believe it is 1 p.m. Eastern, the prelims start. To make sure that is the prelims, and that is for this week.
Yeah, it looks like
the main card
on the early, right. 9 a.m. on the early prelims.
Yeah, the main card is 1
o'clock.
Early prelims, 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Eastern lock time. Make sure you get everything set on Friday night. I gotta go make sure our admins know if we get the ownerships up maybe earlier if possible.
For sure.
That's what we got for today, guys. UFC Qatar on deck. Happy Thanksgiving. Smash the like button. That'll be our holiday present. Monk, good to talk to you as always. We'll see you next time. Guys, see you at the top of the leaderboards.